All right, friends, welcome to a relatively impromptu town hall. Just wanted to check in with the old community, make sure we were chatting and make sure the lines of communication were open. So I'm just going to give you some quick updates, and then we can answer some questions and make this a quick town hall. So let's start with the basics. So we finished season 2. We're going to try and start season 3 registrations by tomorrow, but that could get pushed back to maybe Sunday, maybe at the latest Monday, but we're trying to get that good so that we can get it launched tomorrow. We'll see. More information to come on the exact launch date in an announcement, but I'm thinking at the latest Monday, at the soonest Saturday. There's just some bugs we need to squash before we launch season 3. USDC prizes will go out either this evening or tomorrow. So look out for those for season 2 prizes. The question came up about ties. If there was a tie, we'll average the prizes together and then give them both the average of the two. So as an example, if first place wins $200 and second place wins $150, they'll get 200 plus 150 divided by 2 to each of them. In that case, it'd be 175. Okay, apart from that, we hit USDC Season 3 launch and rewards. I guess from there, I'm going to go to questions. Okay, so Gatrino asked, is the Quest Refresh NFT 100% confirmed for Season 3? Yes. How will the two extra zones work? They will mirror zones 3 and 4. So it's as if when you're in zone 2, you can choose to go to, we'll call it zone 3 or 3.1. And if you decide to go to 3.1, wait, do we still have music on? I muted it, but do we still have... Toros is hearing music. Anyone else hearing music, or is that just him? I don't hear anything either. Toros, disconnect and reconnect, my friend. The difference between the zones, though, so it's going to mirror zones 3 and 4, but here's the difference. Okay? You ready for this? The difference is, if you are ever below 10% at the end of a fight in zones 3.1 or 4.1, Cocytus, your friend, will appear and send you back to Eidos. Okay? If you are ever below 10% at the end of a fight, Cocytus will appear to protect you and send you back to Eidos, which could be good or bad. The benefit, okay, wait, hold on a second, Repen. Why? Because it's a pros-cons situation. Why would you go to this zone if Cocytus is sending you back? And the answer is, at the end of every fight, you have a 50% chance to get an extra XP. So, it is a high risk, high reward proposition. You will level faster by going through zones 3.1 and 4.1, but you might level slower if you're taking a lot of damage and not managing your health. Okay? So you can choose to not go to those zones, but some people may choose to go to those zones and level faster. So you have to decide what's the best path for you. So that's, are the monsters harder in those zones? They are not. They are not harder in those zones. Same monsters, just a different idea, a different approach with the Cocytus mechanic in play. Which again, you don't have to go that route. You don't want to hang with Cocytus, your boy. You don't have to hang with Cocytus. You can go the other route. So that's answering his questions. Hold on, I'm getting more questions. There will be Cocytus encounters. Okay, there's still going to be Cocytus encounters, but he is nerfed and made better. So here's the new Cocytus. Instead of rolls 16 to 20 sending you back involuntarily, it's 19 to 20, okay? And if you beat him in an arm wrestle, he'll give you an XP. So I think Cocytus will actually be a good thing. You will probably want to see Cocytus. Now, here's another bigger change that I've already discussed, but I'm going to remind you. Every single time you click on a combat tile, you will get combat. And then 15% of the time, you will get a non-combat encounter after the combat. So what that means is we're going to lower the RNG count for non-combat encounters and throwing off people's XP trends. We're also going to make sure, they feel better. That's why Cocytus got nerfed. You're getting XP boosts, maybe. You're maybe getting XP boosts, but you could be getting set back, which could be a good or bad thing if you're below 10%. So you have to, again, I don't know if it's called an XP boost. Or I guess on the non-combat encounter side, there's a slight XP boost, but it's pretty mild. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go back to questions. Town Hall questions. Where is that dumb channel? Town Hall questions. There we go. Will we see any balance changes that benefit Rangers? Yes. Skill changes are going to benefit some Rangers. Will the skills have lower skill point cost this season? No. Or I think we nerfed like one or two skill, like very few, but I think there was a couple skills that came down a little bit. Will the level 15 warrior skills be buffed? They're not very good. I'd have to defer to JB on that, so don't know. Okay, let's go back here. We talked about tiebreakers. I'm not seeing any questions in Town Hall questions. We covered the big changes. There'll be other changes. So yeah, I think that's the meat and potatoes. We're also going to lower, while we're talking about changes, we're going to lower the cap on how long you can go without a non-combat encounter from 13 to 5. So it's still 15% chance to get a non-combat encounter, but the max time you can go without a non-combat encounter is reduced from 13 to 5. So that way, if you're like, hey, I've been playing and I just can't get a discovery, this will limit your downtime. I'm looking at chat in the gathering to see if there's any other questions relating to Season 3. Also, if someone wants to come up on stage, you're welcome to raise your hand and we will bring you up on stage. The smelter is on for Season 3. The UI is kind of not the best UI, which I didn't design. No offense to the person who designed it. But it does work, and I do blame JB as well. I generally blame JB if something goes wrong. Kind of the punching bag of the project, but smelter is going to work, and you will be able to smelt. Oh, on top of that, there's a blacksmith in Zone 4. So you can smelt and have access to items in both Zones 8os and Zone 4. So a lot of changes. Lots of changes. Lots of tweaks. I feel like a lot of quality of life changes as far as combat and all that jazz. Okay. Are there any changes, JB? Do you want to type if there's any changes to Abaddon? I don't think there are, but I'll let you dictate that. Oh, wait, he's not in the chat. Hold on. JB, nope, not Jafer. JB, any changes to Abaddon? I don't think there are. Any other questions outside of those? What are some other weird stats? I don't have those. We're going to try and get those like Diablo 4. Again, JB will have to... I think you'll have to wait for the main patch notes to get some of the more nuanced changes with items. I just don't know off the top of my head. If JB were here, he could talk to that, but I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see. Katrina has a question. New skills. There will be no new skills for season 3. Again, keep in mind, we're rolling out a lot of features here. So it's not like we didn't have any features and no skills. We just chose the features we thought were the most important. New skills were not part of those. I do think we will see new skills in the future. But no new skills. Subsidy for Rift Hero is not on the table. So season 3 was very feature gameplay heavy. Season 4 will more be marketing driven. So like this idea of subsidy for Rift Heroes is a marketing play. This idea of having a demo, marketing play. So season 4 will be more marketing related, whereas season 3 was very gameplay feature heavy. Are there going to be any XP changes to level up? I don't know what that means, but if you ask a more specific question, I will give you a more specific answer.
I'm pretty sure he means if it's basically
If you need more XP to level up to
Yes.
level 2, no, there's no XP changes for season 3. Okay, let's see. Anyone else here? RMAC, EDX. Not typing anymore. Well, while we wait for, if there are any additional questions, I'll wait for a little while. Just to summarize, there's big changes that are going to affect quality of life and quality of game, which I'm excited to see roll out. I have a lot of testing to do to make sure they're not bug-ridden, which I'm going to be doing with JB today and tomorrow. Hopefully we can launch season 3 by tomorrow, but we might have to push it back a little bit, but it won't be pushed back very much, maybe a day or two. I will be sending out USDC rewards tonight or tomorrow at the latest. And I'm super stoked for some of these changes. And again, season 3 is more of a feature gameplay season. Season 4 will be more of a how can we drive user adoption through other channels. I will say we're working on partnering with a large project to potentially bring in a large portion of new users. So I'm excited about that. We are evaluating potentially moving chains. Again, there's a lot of moving parts and pieces here. We're evaluating actually moving chains. We're evaluating a number of different chains and their pros and cons. Arbitrum just hasn't felt very supportive or a gaming hub like we maybe thought it was, which is fine. I think we are where we are, and that's fine, but we want to be at a place where we're poised for success and for bringing on new people. USDC will be claimed as usual, not airdropped. A shout out to Gatrino. Gatrino's kind of taking over the Twitter. As a side note, the Brown Gent is no longer affiliated with Dragon's Crossing professionally. He's still a player. We thank him for his contributions. Gatrino will be taking over the Twitter, and he's running some really cool prizes and giveaways, and we're going to try and be more active on the Twitter front as a way to, engage the community and create really cool opportunities for the community. What happened to Brown Gent? He's still a player. He just probably was a better fit for both the project and him. All best wishes to Brown Gent. Okay. I think that's. Will there be any kind of Rift Hero burn mechanics? Maybe. Again, my priority first. Again, you guys, we've tried to be transparent about the features we wanted to deliver for season 3. Season 4, again, will be very focused on what is the best way to bring on new users? What does the new user experience look like? So our resources are going to be much more dedicated to that. So if you had a really cool gameplay related idea, or maybe something that services the current economy but doesn't increase users, then that's an idea probably for season 5, but not for season 4. Season 4, again, the primary focus will be what are ways we can bring on new users and create features that will entice people to join. I don't know the name of season 3. I wish I did, but I don't. Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Okay. Katrino, any last thoughts here before we wrap this quick little touch base?
I think I asked all the questions that I had. If anyone wants to...
Katrino, we cannot hear you.
Can't hear me?
Katrino sends his best wishes and, well, no, could anyone else hear him? Maybe I'm the only one who couldn't hear him. All right, we couldn't hear you, Katrino. Katrino sends his love and affection to the community, and we send it back because we love Katrino and all the great work he's done for the project. But with that said, I think we're good. I'll keep my eye on any questions. Bullish on the future. Great features being rolled out. New features for Season 4 will help onboard new users. Hit us up on Town Hall Questions if you have other questions. Go bug Katrino, insult JB, and make sure you don't die. And with that, we'll send it out. Thanks, everyone.